Let me get that for you. All right, hey, talk it out.
Gotcha. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, Welcome to the Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Right now, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But I'm also showing the shows on my other channel, Mr. Short Dollar. Tonight, we're talking about a subject matter. We've discussed it before, but I think it's something that we appreciate that, my bro.
Right.
We're trying to break shit around here. We're gonna be talking about a subject matter that I think a lot of people deal with. I know I have not a lot, but I have in my life, and it's are you obligated to help friends and family? Again, you ask yourself, are you obligated to help friends and family? A lot of times, when love meets responsibility, what are you gonna draw that line?
Right.
And we're gonna have a discussion tonight where we're gonna be discussing, are you obligated to help your friends and family? Because I think a lot of times people go down that road, and you really don't know a lot how you gonna handle it.
Right.
You can be remorseful, you can be excited, you can be boisterous, knowing I can take care of this. I hear a lot. I've seen the young men at the football town. I can take care of, feed my family. Shit, it sounds good when you got it.
Right.
You're in the career field with what they say, 80% of them guys, 5 bankruptcy, 2 or 3 years out.
Yeah.
Shit, ain't nobody getting fed in.
5 houses, 16 cars later.
Yeah.
Hey, mama.
Hey, what's going on, mom? But that's one of the things I want to discuss again. Are you obligated to take care of? Are you obligated to help friends and family? Again, it's a dollar hour. Not a dollar hour, Lord. Damn.
Changing the life.
But I got changed the life. Who's by yours truly, Deonte Burden. I got all of them connected because I do think this is a subject matter that can cross all the platforms. Again, are you obligated to help friends and family? Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another great Thursday.
Hey, man, best day of the week,
nice
my bro.
weather today.
Yeah, man, yeah.
A little warm, but I like it.
Well, fall, slowly creeping up on us.
I wanted to go on creep.
Hey, it's all good.
I don't want us to slowly creep. I want it to go on creep.
You want to go on creep?
I like the cooler weather myself.
I'm gonna miss them legs and sundresses and feet and all of the hell. Lab, you on some other stuff.
I don't get to see that.
I want to see all the damn.
I'm always stuck down here in the dungeon, in the secret location, making sure these podcasts get done.
Yeah, you just want to see the damn bubble coats and boots and shit.
I just want I want to be able to be such a player that I get to see it out the bubble coat.
Boy, you crazy. Again, we're discussing how you obligated to help friends and family. I also want to say what's up to the producer Slick 316. What's up, Reed? But yeah, we're talking about are you obligated to help friends and family. Now, guys, if you've been in a situation where you feel like, look, I have really been swamped, taking care of friends and family, make sure put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. I know I have. I have. I was mostly young in my life. And, I was able to get a hold to it, and that's what I'm regretful about. But just some things I think once you set certain dynamics, and I was more so doing it because I wasn't as seasoned.
Okay.
But as the start progressing, and the reason why you want to talk about don't change the lives, same thing with anything. We start progressing in life. Depending on how you lay things out, how you disclose things out to your friends and family. Sometimes people have expectations, or you may start certain things where you're like, "Hey, man, I can't keep this up.
I can't keep this right."
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got to get your own.
We tell these fellas a lot of times, y'all want to get in that dating. Now she want money with how your ugly ass got them.
Right.
You didn't get off your good looks and charm. You got all that damn money you're spending on them.
Stop leading with the money.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Let me ask you a question. I guess we'll get. I'm gonna wait till we get to it.
Now, what you about to ask me, bro?
No, I don't want to. I know you already got it in here. I know.
You already know.
I already know.
So, you start thinking like are you obligated? What usually cause that, guys? Oh yeah, one more last thing, guys. Feel free to call in. The call-in number if you want to share any story that you may have in regards to being obligated to help friends and family. Feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. So we start thinking about just that word sense of obligation, right? There are three things that I usually think will cause people to have some kind of sense of obligation. That being the first, being cultural expectation. And many families, especially African American families, some immigrant close knit communities, there's an unspoken rule: if one makes it, we all make it.
That's right.
If one makes it, we all make it. God,
right. But yeah, that's right. I think we give them that expectation too, though.
Well, you can give it to them, but it depending on how you came up. Sometimes people just have that objectivity to look at it like, hey man, my boy finna be on. My boy finna be on. We're gonna be straight. We're gonna be straight.
Right.
And we'll talk about that too. Sometimes different people levels of what what they may feel you owe one. But we're gonna get into that. We start talking about sense of obligation. The second one, first being cultural expectation. Second one being that moral duty. That happens those you love feels right, especially if you've been blessed with many resources. Sometimes it feels good if it happens. You say, okay, I did this and did that. Let me get this for my mama. Let me get this for my daddy. Let me do this for my friends and everything like that. I'm doing good. That's like you having a good time at the crib and all that stuff. People coming over with queuing. Man, y'all come on.
Queuing.
Say, put you what I need to bring. Man, yourself. Come on through.
Yeah. Bring yourself.
Are you obligated to do it? But sometimes you feel like, okay, because I'm feeling good, I want to do it. Not necessarily to the person, but more so to the purpose.
Okay.
Right? You start looking at that moral duty. And the third one is, I keep booking this word up, reciprocity.
Oh. Reciprocation. We gonna make it.
But and with that being just some feel that they owe family for past sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? I know what this person did for me, so I owe it to them. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And here's the deal. And we're gonna go into it. A lot of times when we say, okay, because the person did something, they feel that moral obligation, like they have to do it. How far do you go along that rabbit hole?
Right.
Because sometimes people be like, man, nah, bro, I did it from the heart. I meant to do that. And, it was cool. I meant to help you with that. And, I just want to see you succeed. And some folks, I did this. What's up?
Right.
And a lot of times you don't know that. Now, if y'all had stated, hey, if I do this and I make this, I'll give you that. Ain't no big deal.
Right.
But if you do that and you just stressing, okay, just trying to maintain, and people got their hands out, it can be stressful. So those three main things where people got that sense of obligation, that being cultural expectations, moral duty, and reciprocity, they can weigh out your life. They can weigh on you a lot when you start thinking about that, guys. Remember, guys, we're talking about you're obligated to help family and friends. And when I'm going to say something to everybody. One of the most powerful words in the English language is no.
No.
There's so much power in no.
Right.
No can be cold with people when they hear it, but it can be liberating and freeing for you. Right. And sometimes if you can get past the reaction and just don't let your heart be so tied up into it, you'll have a much, much, much painless life.
What we say in a couple of programs back, no leaves no room for interpretation.
Yeah, ain't no damn confusion.
Right.
No, hell no. F no. You know what that means.
Right. So plain and simple.
We
don't have to discuss it. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to say, well, do you mean it? No.
And depending on who it is, a lot of times that determines the impact it's going to have on you. Because, like, man, that person did a lot for me and everything. And I ain't saying you got to be what you may deem be greedy or be low down or whatever. You might just can't do it. Because a lot of times people don't care.
That's true.
Or they might need it. They might need it so much. And, we have talked about this before. You have somebody close to you. You love them and everything, but asking the bar shit, knowing they can't pay you back. Knowing they can't pay you back.
Because borrow sounds better than can I have.
Yeah, but,
give me.
But they'll lie to you and say, I'm going to pay you back. And you do it. And, they just, hey, man, I had to do something. My wife needed, but you knew I needed that.
Right.
There's some people like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people like that. And I always kind of say, man, my rule has always been lend out what I can afford to lose.
Yeah, I lend out all the time.
Hey, I lend out what I can afford to lose because at the end of the day, I'm never going to, let somebody borrow my mortgage or whatever, something I know I have to take care of with my kids, because my obligation is still my obligation.
Right.
If it goes over my obligation, I can't, whatever. But people can have intentions of paying you back or intentions of doing the right thing, but at the end of their pocketbook or whatever, just may not.
They're not right.
Yeah.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I still got my situation right, so we have to make sure to be careful. That's just one of my rules. I always lay out what I can afford to lose. That way, I ain't got to worry about damaging myself or maybe not even hurting that friendship.
Let me ask you a question. Does this apply to, you say family and friends? Does this apply to wife and children, or children when they get older?
Shit, they family and friends. They friends, family.
Children seem to think that they are separated from the rest of the family because they are your children, so they immediate family.
Children feel no different where a parent will feel. Parent will sit there and just feel like that child obligated to help them because they raised them.
Or you obligated to help the child.
And the child feel like they obligated because you my mom or my daddy. So it's the same thing with that. Everybody just need to know when to draw the line. Hey man, any one of my kids know I help them to death, but I ain't taking on a cat on grown folks. That's a different conversation.
Right.
But people know me. 2 weeks after they graduate, they got to go. They got to go out of my house.
Right.
And that's 3 of them out. And the other one, the last one, he see it. And it's not that I let me say, it's not like I've ever thrown my kids out, but I raised them to want to lead the nest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. They want to have their own.
They want to just spread their wings and stuff like that.
I know I can't do this in dad's house because they already know.
Yeah. and I'm close with all my children.
Right.
And I always kind of say, because I was talking to a brother, he was just like, a lot of times black folks like putting their kids out when they grown. And I was like, well, I asked myself, well, what do you think is a fair age? He was like, maybe 25, 26 to let them stay home. And I said, the question you ask yourself, what can you teach them from 18 to 25 that you couldn't teach them from 0 to 18? What's
the difference?
What the difference? What it is the parents' conscious because they scared to let their kid go out there, bump their heads. It's my personal opinion. They're scared to let the children go out there and bump their heads because they may feel like I didn't cover this. I didn't teach them this, but they don't know how to do this. They don't know how to do that. Shit, teach their ass that before they turn 18.
Well, shit, a lot of us didn't even learn that.
It's a parental fear. When I dropped my oldest son off at college, it was one of the most frightening things I've ever done in my life. One of the most frightening. Couldn't sleep for a couple of days. I was just terrified. Because that was the first one.
Right.
By the time I got to Chris number 3. Shit, man, get your When I had dropped T off at school, it was so frightening.
Right.
Because did I get him ready for this? Did I teach him this? Did I teach him that? And then was he fully prepared? Absolutely not.
Right.
Did I miss stuff? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I always say, my fear having this grown ass person in my house was much greater than my worry about, he okay. Because, I think at that time I felt like I did a good job. Now I'm more seasoned from T finna be 31. Chris, I Will turn, man, shout out to Will, be my baby boy birthday. My baby boy William turned 15 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Will.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But, that gap, that like 15-year gap between them two, that's there's a lot, just from me developing as a father, with doing stuff. But those kind of things you guys with doing that, the obligation and stuff.
Right.
Again, I ain't brutal, but it ain't just running my mouth. My kids know.
Right.
Food, clothing, and shelter. That's
it.
What the hell I'm obligated.
Right.
Now I'm gonna sit here and I do think I have to. Well, I don't think I'm gonna make sure from a developmental standpoint, raise you to be a gentleman, treat people right, do this kind of stuff. But my real obligation is food, clothing, and shelter.
That's it.
All this other stuff we're doing that. People teach them about credit, this, that. Most people don't have that knowledge anyway. So like I say again, to say like, why you teach them this? Y'all ain't doing that.
Right. And
it's just really your fear that I got them right to do that and stuff like that, as opposed to, okay, man, I'm ready to just get up out of here.
Right.
And you ain't throwing them out. You don't put so much in there from 0 to 18. All right, they're ready.
Yeah.
Just like you don't sat there and let that food on that grill about 6 hours.
Yeah.
Woo!
Right.
You like this. You like this. Trader Cole said, "Happy birthday." We appreciate that. You ready.
Mm-hmm.
You ready. That don't mean you're gonna be scared, but that's the thing. But family is something else when you start talking about from an obligation standpoint.
Do you think we let the obligation overtake us as well? Like we feel like we are obligated. Like I'm gonna give you a good example. I always say a lot of times people don't know how much stress and pressure we as black men, especially when it comes to our family, are under. We take on a lot of stress and pain, and we take it on the chin, and we keep pushing. But we have a lot of stress that we deal with on a daily basis, just with dealing and taking care of our family, to a certain point. Do you think that we are guilty of putting that burden and carrying that on our back a lot of times?
That's why most wives bury their husbands.
Uh-huh.
Because we carry most of the stress. At the end of the day, somebody kicking the door, they looking at dad, they ain't looking at mama.
Uh-huh.
Things can go totally wrong with a child
Uh-huh.
or with the family. It can be caused by the children
Uh-huh.
or the spouse, the female.
Uh-huh.
And everybody will say, "What he doing? What Poochie doing?" That's just a perception.
Right.
Not she messed stuff up. What Poochie doing? Because even your spouse doing something on your children, you're still viewed as the leader. They're gonna be like, "What the hell Poochie not doing? Why he took care of stuff?" So absolutely, present or not present.
Right.
Men carry so much stuff. Now I don't give a damn, whatever. I ain't saying what's right or wrong.
Right.
But again, when you fully engaged in doing that, because typically your engagement is based on the amount of sacrifice or risk you got.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ain't got really no ties, if we're gonna keep it real, like I'm saying, you ain't paying for this, you ain't taking care of this, that, and that. You ain't got the stress level.
Right.
But if you understand, like, okay, I got the stress up because if I don't go to work, nobody gonna get fed. I'm gonna lose my house. I'm gonna lose my car. Da.
Right.
Now, if you ain't got none of that, cool matata. Right. But typically your engagement to everything gonna determine it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you all in, paying for this, paying for that, and all that, then you add in the additional stuff, not even just the food, clothing, and shelter stuff. Man, I hope that girl done studied, so she got a test tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this boy, I hope he did right. Remember them plays. He got that game said.
Right.
That's a whole nother tier of you stressed because now you engage in like with their school stuff, their athletics, they got plays or something like that. You hope your significant other than that. Man, shit.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. We passed the food, clothing, shelter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then you adding that stuff, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But on the flip side of it is too, females do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Females do it too. And in all honesty, most females they're doing it by themselves.
That's true.
And everything and stuff.
But I think that also takes some. I think that fact and that blessing that they are doing it by themselves sometimes take away the view that fathers who are there, who are doing it, who are taking care of their children from the chute to the top. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They make their stress levels may get overlooked. Like it may be a case of where since a lot of single moms are taking care of their children on their own, the fathers who are there may be bearing the burden for the fathers that ain't there. You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean?
I hear it all the time. Well, women, I'm doing this and that for my children. Women do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is what you doing.
Right.
You had a baby with a bone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That mean I'm just joking. But I done heard that a gazillion times.
Right.
We're doing it. And I'm gonna say this to that point, and this goes for men or women. A real talk. I don't think anyone should diminish how another person feels in regards to certain things,
mm-hmm.
right? If you dealing with it, well, man, I had to do this, that, and that. I ain't talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about you. You might do it and it's not stressful for you. Right? And that goes for anybody. Well, man, women been doing this, men been doing that, man gotta do that. Shit. Okay. I'm talking about me.
Right.
My stress.
Me at this point.
Yeah. And I'm a very big proponent. I don't think people should tell each other how to feel.
Mm-hmm.
When we start talking about like that obligation and stuff, everybody's entitled to opinion. I'm a firm believer in this. Once you put people in your business and start having conversations, mm-hmm. you open the door for an opinion. Unless you say from the beginning, look, I just need to talk. I don't want you to say shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just need you
This
to receive.
conversation.
You can do that, but most time people like, man, I don't want to say all this shit. I can't say, man. Like I get one time maybe, but then every other day, like you, the damn therapist that you pay a copay to, you need people gonna like, nah, you need to go talk to them if they just gonna sit there and listen, right? But people have to be prepared for a perspective that they may not necessarily be comfortable with. And I always say, like, you know, when you open that door, people ain't always gonna agree with you. So that's just something to be mindful for. But I'm not a big proponent of telling people how to feel.
Okay.
But when I open my mouth to talk to you, I gotta be prepared for coming back. It's on me.
Right.
But I never tell folk, man, you tripping. You shouldn't get mad, or you just need to get past that. No. You know, especially when we're talking about tonight, are people obligated to help family and friends? You did this, you did that. That's that perspective. You just got to come to the conclusion, because at the end of the day, Lab, when you are forming your decision on how you want to deal with people, when you say quote unquote obligations, you got to be able to live with the decision you make. Because I can stop doing something and the relationship is gone. My mama might not speak to me no more. My sister may just be like, just go crazy and do all this other kind of stuff. My father may decide to, you get what I'm saying?
I get
My children just done totally move, you know, whatever, because daddy done said he ain't gonna do this no more, right?
Right.
And you got to be able to live with that. And everybody prepared for certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk.
Right.
You know, because you got to be honest with yourself. Can I handle like the decision I make to move forward and move out of a certain situation? Can I handle the result that come with no?
Right.
It ain't that wrong with it, but you know, okay, you know, you this is your daughter. You've been spoiling, you burnt the hell out. But now you got a new wife. She ain't hearing that shit.
Right.
And your new wife is technically right. Like, now we really ain't got no more money. But your daughter, like, okay, she cut you off. It's wrong for her to do that, in my opinion. But you got to be honest with yourself. Can I handle my daughter cutting me?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So we gotta, you know, we want to look at stuff, you know, 5 or 6 different ways. We're doing it.
Slick says, but when people put you in their business and you try to help, but they don't know when to cut it off. So like, my friend has an addiction to trying to help all her friends and family.
Okay, Dr. Phil syndrome.
Right. And
she helped me out.
Right. And I tell her all the time, I say, you're not being mean if you just tell me, because to be honest with you, she ain't dealt with her own emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, from her son and her father, she ain't dealt with them emotions. So to have people just pile stuff on her all the time, I be telling them, man, don't just no. Tell them no. Tell them no. Don't answer the phone. Don't try to solve their problems, because their problems, you don't know the whole story of their problem. They're gonna give you bits and pieces what make them sound good. So I don't want her taking on that burden.
Well, let me ask you a question, Lab. That kind of what we were just talking about. You say no, but then the feeling you get for saying no, because I got a solution for that. You know, I feel like I can help them with this issue.
Get that.
But you got to say, okay, even though I got stuff going on here, by me saying, okay, I want to deal with it, it might give me more time to deal with what I got going on. But the itch I got to get them advice is greater.
And then the person has to decide, is the itch I got to give them the advice worth the fact that they're not going to cut it off? Because I'm going to give them good advice this time, and now it's just going to keep coming.
Well, it don't sound like it is. You know?
You get what I'm saying? Like,
no, absolutely.
I'm the type of person, like, I'll try to help to a certain point, but then eventually I'm going to start feeling like, because I'm petty, and I'm start feeling like, I can't call one of these motherfuckers when I got an issue. I had to suck it up. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with it. And I can't call nobody to help me solve my problem. So why am I always the one who has to be called to solve their problems? I can't do it. They can't do it for me. And I know it's not a tit for tat thing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel it some type of way, I want to be able to call the same people that call me all the time. And I can't do that. Even when it's money and everything. Like, if my children call me for money and I'm short $25, I know I can't call them.
I get that part, but we know we can't get the same from everybody because everybody might not be in the
Capable.
same situation,
Right.
financially, mentally, or whatever, experience, whatever. But this is a good segue into what we know the next part I want to talk about, and that's the consequences of saying yes. Remember, guys, the night show we're talking about our obligated help friends and family. Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Put your comments in the chat. This next part, we're talking about the consequences of saying yes. And like, so you want to do this, that, and that, and it kind of going into it. At first, being a financial strain.
Right.
Constant requests can derail your personal goals. Like, like to the last point, like people asking, but you ain't worried about like, what is the damn impact of me doing this? Because Poochie helping me out. But is this doing anything Poochie? Because a lot of times, because I say this all the time, because Poochie don't ask, I mean Poochie don't need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if that people don't care, they ain't thinking about it, or they feel like you already, you comfortable. It could be all them kind of things. But you gotta understand, while you saying yes, these are the consequences that can come from there.
And then you also have to think of the fact that especially when it's financial, and they call you, then you start thinking about, did you even try to think of any other avenue? That you try to come up with any other solution to solve this problem, or was your first solution me?
Well, then we talking about the whole consequence of keep saying yes.
I'm adding that to the pile right there.
But that's the thing about it, because me and Will were talking the other night. We just talking about kids figuring stuff out. We had a little summer thing at the school this summer. I just dropped him off at the front door. Like, he ain't going in. Like, hell no.
Right.
Figure it out.
Right.
And a lot of times, it's not just with children. People don't want to let folks figure shit out. Don't figure it out.
Right.
And everything like that. You don't figure it out. Tried to do plan A, B, C, D, and whatever. Hey, man, I tried a couple things. And, but those are kind of solutions you just can try to throw out for now. But I don't want to jump to the other part. But we're talking about these consequences of saying yes. That emotional stress, guilt, resentment, and burnout. Just carrying other folks' burden. Like, man, I'm a big proponent of, and I've told my children this, man. I shouldn't have any stress behind somebody else's bad decisions. You get sick, you get laid off, job change, whatever, you get fired out of the blue or whatever. We can't control that.
Right.
But you decide and you want to cuss supervisor out, and you get your ass fired. You want to sit here and drop out of school, and now I got to help you cover this other kind of stuff. You want to get into an argument with your spouse or girlfriend or whatever. Now I got to take care of the grandbaby and all that kind of stuff. I should not be affected like that by your personal decisions.
Right.
So that's the thing about that stress, man. I'm real funny about that. And I said to my kids, I said, well, a lot of times, a lot of people, like, well, I need help. Why did you quit?
Right.
Why did you cut your supervisor out? Why did you do that? And again, that's okay for you to do that if you're going to make it through. When I did shit wrong, I had to take care of that.
Right.
You do shit wrong, you need to take care of that. It shouldn't be an impact on Poochie. The uncontrolled stuff, the illness, the layoff or whatever this that you can't control them, right?
Right.
Storm came through, blew everything. You can't control that. But you make a decision to do that shouldn't impact you.
Right.
Another one being, kind of alluding from this, enabling dependency. Sometimes helping too much stop loved ones from growing independently. We see that a lot. We see, I got a lot, not a lot, but I got a few family members I can just tell, like, this person here is, they so comfortable because they always got that safety net.
Right.
They always got that safety net. And at the end of the day, when you got a safety net, somebody going to catch your ass. You move a certain way.
Right.
When you ain't got nobody catch you, you're going to think before you do certain stuff.
No, definitely.
It's real talk, man. And I said all the time, I love my children. I love my children. I love my family. I love my friends. But at the end of the day, you start making decisions like that, bro. You got to deal with shit.
Right.
You got to deal with shit. That don't mean I ain't going to help you. But you finna be uncomfortable. Now, I got you.
Right. I'm not
you know what I'm saying?
Grab you up in my bosom and then rock you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another consequence, I was saying, yes, that relationship damage. When you can't help anymore, relationships can go sour. What you mean you can't do it no more? Because your wife said so.
Right.
Huh?
You did all them other times.
Yeah. Damn, bro, you can't go borrow. You know, I just borrow some money. You can't go borrow for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Me borrow some money to give you. Let
Right.
you borrow.
Right.
I've heard it. I've heard it.
Me borrowing to lend to you. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I borrow some money to give you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gonna pay me back. Then I gotta pay them back. You laughing?
I've heard it too. That's what I'm saying. I've heard it too.
This is some normal shit to some people, man.
I've heard it too.
You know?
That's why I'm laughing, because I've heard it too, and I've heard all this. But yeah, keep going.
You know. So when we start talking again, we're talking about your obligated family and friends and family. You know, you start thinking about things like family pressure, where you got direct pressure, where you know with family, and you just can't say no.
Mm-hmm.
You get that guilt trips, remind the sacrifice they made from the past. Comparisons, you being measured against others who helped me more. Well, your brother did this, your sister did this. You can at least do that.
Right.
Man, I don't give a. You know.
I can't believe you're gonna let your mama just be out on the street like that.
Real talk. So sometimes family love feels like family leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You like, damn, man, you gonna really hold that over my head to do that?
Right.
And you have to be very, very careful and protective of yourself, because folks will do it.
Most definitely.
They'll do it. And that's why I want to kind of have this conversation, right? Because a lot of times people go through it, and depending on who you talk to, and depending on what state of mind or state of finance you are in that particular time, that usually really, designs or creates that pathway for your decision, because you might think a little different when you got it in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to say, okay, I am the way I am. If I got it, I don't got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that way, just being consistent is more so worked for me over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Again, tonight's show, we're talking about, are you obligated to help friends and family? Y'all can call in, give us a story. 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894.
Slick says, parents feel as if you, the kid, are obligated just because they are your parents.
Well, yeah. We just talked about that. The kid and the kids feel the same damn way.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them just feel the same way. And both of them be on some bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know why parents tend to put that guilt trip on you as a child. Like, if it wasn't for me, you would be here. You said it like my life is hunky dory. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, okay.
Well, you didn't ask to be there, but also that the thing of this, I can understand the genesis of it, because at the end of the day, you sacrifice and stuff like that. Sometimes you don't necessarily want to be compensated, but you may want to feel appreciated.
Right.
And your form of that, we say that reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yeah. The way that it may be you doing something for me, or maybe a compliment, or maybe behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's gonna be different. That's why I said be careful how, I always say be careful how you do it, because what makes sense to Poochie makes sense to Poochie. Right. Makes sense to the next person. Trading Code said, my best friend is like that. She tried to resolve everyone else's problems and neglect her own, then get mad when it's not reciprocated. I think a lot of people like that. Appreciate that. I think a lot of people like that. They just, again, they do stuff. And if your thing for me is not at the same level or whatever,
right.
And shit, man, like, that's, I've always felt that less the action you give back, more the appreciation.
Right.
Because, and I'm pretty fair, and like, okay, I know they can't afford that.
Right. And that's a different thing. That's a different
respect, acknowledgement. Those are more something that I catch more with doing that.
My thing is, if my love for you is more, and let me be clear, I don't want people thinking that I'm just judging by what you do for me, I do for you, and all that. But at the same time, if my mindset is on you, like, I'm gonna give you a good example, and I hate to keep bringing up Slick, but she's just been that type of person. When I first started hanging out with Slick, when Christmas card came around, everybody she ever met in her life got a gift, and I mean everybody. We talking about thousands and thousands and thousands. This tree will be filled up to the top of the tree with gifts from people. And so I was like, okay. leave it alone. Next year, same thing. And I finally said to myself, said to her, like, hey, do you get any of that stuff reciprocated? Like, is there any reciprocity going on in these relationships? Because you seem to be buying gifts for everybody and their children, to the point that the children are starting to ask you for expensive gifts. So, me myself personally, I'm on a tit for tat type deal. Jesus will have to deal with me when I get to the pearly gates. If you ain't bought nothing for me, I'm dang sure not buying nothing for you. And if I keep buying stuff for you and you're not reciprocating that thought and that love that I'm had for you at these particular times, then I got to cut you off.
Okay,
cold turkey.
I got you. Well, let me ask you a question. What if that brings fulfillment, Slip?
I get it. But at the same time, you cannot stress yourself out and bend over backwards for people who are not even bending over forward for you. You get what I'm saying? It's at some point, you got to sit back and look at yourself. This gives me pleasure, but dang, I'm like really stressing out about this. Like, I'm really stressing out about doing the right thing, getting the right gifts, and doing all this stuff. What's the cost of your health? What's the cost of your time, your money, trying to do these things? Well, they just sit back going, thank you.
Well, see,
and no effort for you or no stress for you is being put in or reciprocated. I'm sorry. I just feel like it should be the same, especially if we call ourselves loving each other since birth. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, see, I'm going to throw this bone at your lab because I understand what you're coming from, but I can just look at myself because when it comes to common things that happen to me, everybody know, me being 100 black men, I'm going to these schools, I'm on these boards and all this shit. I ain't getting one damn penny. And, typically if somebody close to me, they go hear me say, man, I'm tired of this shit. I just left this board meeting, these mother, this, that, and that. People know that, right? So the common thing is, why the hell you still do that? Why the hell you keep doing that?
Right.
Whatever. I love impacting the community. I love being, around young men, making an impact. I actually love even just the other perks. Get to be here, be in this board, be in this room, and all this other kind of stuff. Just being honest with you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, somebody can look at it like, damn, Pooch, whatever. Like, man, you tripping. I wouldn't do that because you always got a complaint. I got a complaint, but it more so I trust you to say it around you because I can get this off my chest. Again, like I said before, when you get in them kind of modes, you got to be prepared for people to say things, and you may not necessarily agree with or kind of hit you the wrong way with doing stuff. But I like doing those particular things. Not I don't like BS or anything like that. But I like to see the impact I make on the community, just being in a certain place, the totality. I like doing that. So that's I go through that.
Okay.
I go through that. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to do is give people some ideas on how to protect yourself.
Okay.
In regards to that, because again, you still gotta have fences. Because there have been times where I done gave 150% and the shit blew up in my face.
Right.
And I had to change a couple things because look, hey, that ain't how this gonna go. I mean, just recently. Like, hey man, look, I went above and beyond to do some certain things. It wasn't, reciprocated back. I gotta move a different way with it.
Right.
Don't mean I'm gonna stop. Don't mean I'm gonna not meet the obligation and stuff like that. But that above and beyond. I do that to protect myself. So I understand that that aspect of having to do stuff, because again tonight we're talking about our obligated to help friends and family. The way people show their love and appreciation for when you do stuff with them, it can vary. Some thank you, some be like, ooh, whatever.
Right.
If they're not an ooh, whatever, person, you should expect that.
Right. I understand.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have to be honest with yourself with that. Now you do something, somebody, you like, man, you ass, you just being a jerk, you did it. Yeah, you're gonna feel some type of way, you should. Now that was actually your education on, look, you want to do something for them next time, right? But that happens. People, you're in total control of your behavior. But like I said again, can you live with the response that comes along with it? The cut off in communication, the resentment, the guilt trip, all that kind of stuff. Can you live with that? You about to say something?
No, I was, but I changed my mind.
I got you. In tonight's show, we're talking about are you obligated to help friends and family? Guys, feel free to leave something in the chat. Also, call in 678-740-9894. Now, what I'm finna do, guys, I'm finna give you guys some ways to help without the ways to help you without being taken advantage of. Okay, ways to help you without being taken advantage of. These some things you can do. Whereas you like, look, man, I really didn't want to say that to my brother. I really didn't want to, tell that to my dad and my mama. We've been friends and stuff like that. I kind of want to spare their feelings, and I'm worried about my, if they worry about yours or not. But these just some things that you can do to help protect yourself, not getting taken advantage of. And the first one is set boundaries clearly. Decide in advance how much you can and will give. Say yes within limits. I can give cash, but I can't get cash, but I can help you with a resume job search. I can't pay for it, but I can take you to work or whatever. You just have those kind of limits set up. You have to decide what's what. You're doing, what they want as far as, you're going to purchase in the suit. May not necessarily be it, but if you say, hey, look, man, I can take you to the place where they got the sale. I done deal with this guy. We can barter this. You're not giving them what they want, but you actually doing it in some limits that's comfortable for you, right? Sometimes people say, well, look, man, I need to borrow this cash. Well, look, man, I can't really do that for you, but I can go put this stuff on my card for you, and everything. I don't have no cash. I need my cash.
Right.
I can put that on my credit card or whatever. Sometimes people go, nah, I need the money in my hand.
I've heard that before too.
But you got to set those clear boundaries. Clear boundaries. The second one is separate gifting and lending. If you give money, consider it a gift, not a loan. That way, you avoid broken trust, and it's not repaid. Like I always say, I would lend out what I can afford to lose. And I'm very quick to people like, hey, Pooch, can I borrow? And borrow means you're gonna pay me back.
Right.
I say that.
Right.
And let me have say that.
Right.
Now, when you say, well, let me have 100, I ain't got 100. I got 25.
To get you closer.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can give you that. But when you say borrow or whatever, well, you got folks that rather say borrow, they rather not even want to pay you back or even want to borrow and stuff like that. That kind of teach you a lot then. You know what I'm saying? So
they'll say borrow because they feel like it's less painful for you, to be honest with you.
Shit.
They feel like it's less painful for you to be. They feel like you'll give it to them. You will give it to them faster if they say, let me borrow $5. Let me borrow $100 from them.
Well, for Poochie, borrow creates expectation.
Right.
Borrow means you're going to pay me
back.
Get my money back. Right. So you better say, can I have?
Right.
And just be prepared, but you got to set those clear boundaries, separate that gifting from lending. Like, okay, I'm going to get this to your ass.
Right.
Whatever. Then I can't get it next time, but that when people ask to borrow, can you give a loan? Like, that means you're going to pay back.
Right.
That have is a whole different thing. So just something to kind of keep in mind. Next, you got to help strategically. Instead of ongoing handouts, offer tools that build independence, financial literacy, job leads, children support, posting on your, hey, man, hey, y'all need a lawn care, man? Call my brother. So I can get him out of my damn pocket. Let him cut your grass. Y'all need paint, some shit like that. Hey, my cousin will do it.
Right.
Because I'm about sick and tired of his ass always coming asking and borrowing shit from me. Right. So you being strategic. And you'll learn a lot about the person you're dealing with when you start doing that. Be like, man, I don't want to do all that. It's more convenient. To your point, to just get Poochie money instead of put yourself in a position where you can go get your own money.
Right, 100%.
I done dealt with sorry motherfucker like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, bro, like, okay, shit, you keep asking for some money for food. Like, on the store, we gonna buy some buckets and sponges or whatever. Right. You go watch cars out there or whatever. Oh, hell no, I ain't got time for that.
Right.
And it happens.
But you hungry.
Yeah, and it happens. And you have to be able to, be straight up with people in regards to that. Because like I said, man, we love our family and friends.
To death.
But they'll take advantage of our ass. We love
real quick, and you don't even see it coming. Yeah. You don't even see it coming.
This is something I kind of thought about, but it's in the way I'm explaining, my thought process is this: like, create a family fund. And that's decided on a set amount per year for family and friends. When it's gone, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to break your neck with this, but I always say sometimes it's kind of like you having that life insurance policy on your reckless ass friend or family member.
Right, right.
You don't want them in the grave,
right,
but you can see shit coming.
Right. It's not funny, but
So
I get what you're saying.
if you know you always look at kind of like the savings along, well, look, let me have this already allocated so stuff happens with it. Oh, I'm still a big proponent, no, but we're still trying to go different strategies and be able to handle this stuff. Have something set to the side, like okay, just miscellaneous family fun with doing certain stuff. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough, but you gotta be able, regardless, even when that money gone, you gotta be use that magical word of no.
Yeah. How often? How often would you let a person just keep coming to you? Let's just say financially for stuff, for the same thing every time. Now I'm $100, $200 short on my rent this month. I did such and such, and you're like, can I just see you at the cigar bar like a couple days ago? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how often do you, or how many times do you let that slide? Like before you bring it up, like, man, I can't do it. I just saw you such and such, or we just went out to the. And you ain't even mentioned it. Instead of going out with me, you should just stay at the house and figure out how to come up with that extra $200.
I don't think anybody can give somebody an answer. How often you do that? The question you got to ask yourself: how deep can I let this go into me?
Mm-hmm.
Now you said that's how we just said. Financially, this is impacting me. Mentally, this is impacting me. Health-wise, this is impacting me. My relationships. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My girl cussing me out. Why you doing this? All this looking impact. You got to be able to determine how far along you gonna let that go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, whatever the result that it has on you,
right?
You feeling guilty, you feel you're obligated, all this other kind of stuff. Is that greater than the negative impact it's having on you? You know what I'm saying? So that I think that's determined by the individual.
I think the family pressure of being obligated to take care is greater than the friend pressure by all means, because it's family, and if you grew up with that person, or if you've been in constant contact with that person all the time, you tend to, especially if it's your children or whatever, you tend to feel like I don't want them to, whatever the case may be, even if you don't have it, you sit there and try to think of a way to get it so they don't have to suffer for it. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think that pressure when it comes to family is great. I don't even think family really has to apply too much pressure once they ask. I think that you apply it to yourself because it's your family.
You might do it your friend might put you on.
Mm-hmm.
Family is not always going to be the one to help you.
Right.
Your friends can. So it just really depends on, I think, the individual, their situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of time you got, I'm from a big family that we hang with each other.
Right.
Everybody, a lot of my friends don't necessarily have family like that. We're doing it. They got a lot of friendships.
Right.
That they do. So I just think it's kind of depending on how that dynamic is.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you know that you telling a person, now or trying to just set your boundaries, and now you sick, worrying, you calling and checking, like, hey man, why the hell you ask me, are we okay? We got somewhere to stay. You put me out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those kind of things, like, but can you handle that?
The comeback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you handle, like, I don't really know where they staying at.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, I've never went through that, but friends of mine got grandkids and they got to say it, like, I don't know what my grandbaby at, that's stress. I can get it. But I'm by old school with shit. Like, I just go get my damn grandkids. Right. I know my damn child can't take care of it.
Right.
Because, like, you stress me out taking advantage of me, because I'm worried about it. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's just an individual. Like, I think it's a great question. How far to let somebody get over on you? Mm-hmm. How much can you take without you feeling like, okay, cool, man, I'm at peace. Mm-hmm. I'm at peace with it, with my decision. Because if I don't stop stuff and call it. Then they're going, I'm gonna have a damn stroke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a stroke. You about to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I had to assess that with my children. My children finna be in their 40s soon, and I'm thinking I'm finna be 40 soon. I'm thinking to myself, like, did you try any other avenues before you called me? Like, even my mom. Me and my mom, there's no secret. Me and my mom don't have the best relationship. And it's not, and it's like, would you call anybody else before you call me? Like, I mean, I get it, but I got 5 people calling me in a week. I gotta say no, and I did say no, and my problem is once I get back to frustration builds, my no is harsh. It's like, no, man, you call me, what I'm saying? Like, I go into things, and I don't want to be that way, but at the same time, you gotta understand my no is no. Don't call me tomorrow thinking I'm gonna change my mind. My no is final and permanent.
And people get a lot of creative ideas with your yes.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, let me go back to them.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to save the loans. And the last thing we're talking about ways to help yourself, without being taken advantage of, is just learn to say no without guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to say no without guilt. You gotta get to a certain spot mentally where you can be all right with no. Just a calm, firm, I can't do that right now is enough.
We've talked about this before in other shows. My calm, firm mental status of saying no didn't happen until after I crossed 50. I was a yes guy. I'm trying to make you happy, feel better about what's going on. But once like I told you before, we had a conversation. Once I crossed that threshold of 50, my no became a permanent thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it.
And that comes along with personal maturity. Because one thing about it, guys, sometimes you say no to somebody, that no is really a yes for your stability, a yes for your mind, your peace of mind. So you saying no to them, but there's that residual, the impact it has on you. Like, shit, I had to, man. I was getting nothing up. They had me all 89 different ways with doing that,
and then they end up figuring it out anyway.
Yeah, well, figure it out, or again, like you tell people, look, I can't do this for you, or we're doing it like they can't, then they forced to do it. Man, I had folks, instead of paying me something because they felt that I should have did it at a lower price, or somewhere else and paid 2 or 3 times as much.
Guilty. Like me, DJ services. They want to go get the high price DJ, but when he too high, then they come back to me.
But if they feel like
I got to break it back.
Or if they feel but I'm talking about more so they feel like Lab should even charge me $100.
That's the problem.
For free,
right?
And then they leave, and then they have no problem paying such and such $300,
right?
And you just asked for $100,
right?
But because you didn't do it for free, they gonna go pay the other guy $300,
right?
That's the most dumbest. Let me tell you, so I went through that, and I ain't tripping. I went that somewhere that was this damn class reunion. I'm charging this,
right? And
y'all rather sit here and miss the damn reunion and don't do this and just try to figure out some stuff. That's about it. Boy, I'm talking about the shit now. We play a reunion like there's a lot of folks miss the damn Claire reunion.
Right.
Because of how you felt, this person said this, that person said that. You don't miss your damn reunion. And but you'll just say, well, now we'll go do this event.
Right.
Because we don't want to do that.
Right. Common sense ain't necessarily logical sense.
Man, I seen it, I ain't saying that, and I be quiet, like, yeah, you have a nice spread. Because you don't like how certain things went, or you heard certain stuff for whatever reason. I'd rather go do this little simple thing. And we already had this whole spread. That shit don't make no damn sense. It don't make no damn sense.
Slick says, when your mom say, I know you, you can make things happen if you want to. So why you can't do it for me?
Oh, yeah. I got one tougher than that. You ain't got to do certain things. You your own boss. You ain't got to go to work. You got your own business. You do what you want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got your own business. You ain't got to sit here and do that.
Right.
You be free. You take off anytime you want to because you own the business. Huh?
Right.
Huh?
And that's the day I take off is the day that $100,000 a year account come in. Want me to do accounting for a big firm, and here I am with you.
Yeah. doing some bullshit,
Right.
spitting it out. I ain't pulling in. But man, it was a great discussion tonight. I hope everybody got something from it. If something come to your mind, make sure you go to Change the Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden on YouTube. Excuse me, also go to Mr. Short Dollars Web. I stream live on both of them. I felt like it was a cross subject. But go to both and subscribe to the channel. Leave any questions or comments that you may have had that you like, hey, I didn't want to put it in the chat. They want to sound this way, just do it, and I always respond back. It's always great to get a different perspective. That's one of the biggest things I always say with all my shows is I don't necessarily say it's the way.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways.
Right.
There are ways. And I don't like to give holistic advice.
Mm-hmm.
We have things that are black and white. Mm-hmm. They're like numbers, right? But at the end of the day, some things, I don't know the impact. Mm-hmm. And you might can't function living worrying about telling that person no. You might can't. Mm-hmm. But you got to be realistic about, how things are going to change your life. You got to be realistic about your support team, continue to deal with you, support you, mm-hmm. while you letting things go a certain way. You got to be realistic about keeping financially, mentally, whatever. Keep it up. But the impact it has on the person, shit.
Right.
I can't, I can't judge that.
Mm.
But listen, I had we had a great conversation. Rather, we talked about how y'all get to help family and friends. Make sure you go to both channels, subscribe. We are a couple weeks out. We're gonna have the Misfits TV and Misfits Radio day. Give me the title.
Day party.
The day party
at Bosch ATL, Saturday, September the 27th from 2 to 6.
There you go.
All of us gonna be in the building.
There you go.
Might as well come out and see us. See us on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook all the time, every day really. When it comes to Misfits radio and TV, and when it comes to Miss Short Dollar and Changing Lives every week. So come out, have a good time, have a drink with us, sit down, talk to us for a minute, live on the air, and network.
How many shows? How many channels we got, like?
8.
8 different shows, man. Y'all come out to Boss ATL,
mm-hmm.
Big on Studio Kitchen,
off Fathom Road,
right on Fathom Road.
Yeah.
Definitely come on out there, man. 2 to 6. Let's say it is September 27th. We definitely want you guys to come. Also, guys, I'm just about to get this thing I'm about to forget. Class 95, Sierra Harbor Class 95. We were just invited by Go Party Bus. They have their 1 year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
That the 28th. That Falcons tailgate. Come on out and party.
Falcons and Commanders 1-4.
Yeah, 1-4. I appreciate that, Lab. I don't think it's gonna cost you your time.
Right.
We gonna party.
I'm gonna DJ it up for you. Hey,
there you go.
Come on, have a good time.
Man, I forgot about that. I got so much shit on my mind.
Right. We're gonna have the buses in the Big U per the owners, and the owners is the ones we talking to.
There you go.
And we're gonna be in the middle of the buses in our own little world.
Having a good time.
Having a good time, good food, good drink. Hey, when the owner tell you, don't bring nothing to drink, don't bring nothing to eat, we got you. You know it's going to be a party.
So I want to say appreciate on behalf of Class 95. Appreciate Go Party Bus having us out there to attend. Shout out to Farrah Calloway. She operation manager, one of my classmates. So I appreciate that, Farrah. Thank you so much for thinking about it. Thinking about us. We're doing that. But with that said, man, love you all. Appreciate all the support. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. Check out all the other great information. And you guys, remember, I released the September 2025 Small Business Grant video. Now listen, like I told y'all guys, 24 different grant opportunities. I put it out there. You can get 3 of them are listed. Pay $6, you get the whole list. Mm-hmm. We're coming out with the master grant list next week.
Okay.
When I say master grant, it's a master list with over 100 different grants and small business resources. Mm-hmm. That list is going to be about $14.99. Mm-hmm. Once we have it out there, you got full access to it, guys. Y'all know how I do it. There are already tons of information out on the YouTube channel for free. So if we got information out there for free, what do you think, how impactful do you think this information we're going to charge us almost $15 for?
Right. They're going quick, too.
But that's the thing I want y'all to understand. And also, the book will be out next week. My personal finance book. We'll do a lot of promos about it. Just in regards to the show. I mean, in regards to the book, rather. So just be on the lookout for everything. But I'll make sure I'm putting everything out for you guys to take advantage of. Again, you got any questions, concerns, anything like that? Make sure go to the YouTube channel, post it. Y'all can inbox me, regardless whatever platform you're on. But take care of yourself. Best of luck. Love y'all, and I'll talk with you soon. Yeah.